Sick. Welcome. We are back. Balls lit. Back. No, let's start that again. Welcome. Welcome. Welcome back. The Balls Lit podcast. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
Is me, Lee, as per usual, and I'm joined by my counterpart and fellow Balls Lydian.
Big yaff.
At least I didn't have to prompt you that time.
No,
You're
it's
getting
true.
better.
I'm getting better.
You are getting
We're
better.
only like what 7 episodes in, and I don't have to have the.
It's more than 7.
Yeah, we don't have to have the go.
Yeah.
'Cause
So
unfortunately, we can't afford somebody to do that yet. So that's the problem. But
so
we'll get there someday.
we will. We'll get to the point where you'll actually maybe introduce the podcast, and I'll not have to do it.
It's too much pressure. Like,
But yeah, we're back again. We've had a wee bit of a longer break this time because we just had stuff.
boys have been busy.
Yeah, well, I took a week off streaming and stuff. Took a bit of a breather. I felt a bit burnt out, so I took a bit of a break. And you were just busy.
Busy uni work,
Yeah, so
stuff like that.
I took a wee bit of a longer break this time because we'd done a really long one last time with Gavin. The Xbox conference. Which was fun.
It was very fun.
Yeah, and you know we've actually talked a lot about the Xbox conference since then, and the Xbox in general, and we're probably going to more about the Xbox and the PlayStation today.
Yep.
But we've got a few other things that have happened in recent weeks, but we'll do what we usually do. Playing.
Well, I've actually got a change of what I'm playing. I'm not playing before. Not just WoW anymore.
Well, it was Tarkov.
Tarkov. Yeah, I've actually playing Destiny. Destiny 2. Going pretty well. Like, thoroughly enjoying it. Apart from the cheaters, but we'll just not talk about that. But yeah, no, it's good. Something new to play because there's not a big lot out there at this current moment in time.
Yeah, that has been a problem. I think the last wee while. That because we're between sort of generations now, between the consoles and things, everyone's kind of pushing the release back.
Coronavirus between
That too.
gens, it's just it's
Everything's
pretty dry times.
Yeah, but even saying that, there is quite a few games that are sort of surfacing. We're going to talk about those as well today. We've tried out new games, and there's games that we want to try. So, it's hopefully now starting to improve over the next wee while, but we'll see. What have I been playing? Oh, I tried Grounded. I said it would give feedback.
Yep.
That was one thing. I like it. Needs work, but I like it. It has a lot of potential. It's very limited in what. But it's kind of like the Forest. Yeah, if you ever played the Forest on the PC, pretty much the same thing, except you're tiny.
And not broke as fuck.
And not broke as fuck. It actually, to be fair, like even you said you watched me streaming it. It runs really, really.
Yeah, I've not played it, but like I said, I've watched the stream, and one thing I've noticed about it is for a game preview, it's flawless. Like in terms of the way it runs, might not have the content there, but at least they've got the most important thing right is it works. There's no
100%.
game breaking bugs at the minute, and it seems to be it runs pretty well.
Yeah, and that's the thing. As you say, the fundamental has to be there. The content can come later.
Yeah.
You could release a game with all this content, but it's broke.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any difference if you can't access the content because the game's broke. What's the point?
Yeah, we're still playing some games in beta, and they're still adding DLCs to it and skins. Is that really where the head of work needs to be at skins and things like that? You need to get the fundamental, especially when it's game breaking bugs in games. So no, Obsidian's done a really good job. They've got the
talking about
Tarkov, anything that's in the beta, like, because everyone is everyone does it now. It seems to be the norm. So at least with Microsoft's game preview, it's not really a beta, but it is. But they name it game preview. At least they've got the fundamental game down. Everyone the gameplay down. And
I think that's a lot to do with it being Obsidian, though.
Yeah.
They're veterans at this. They've been in the business time.
They just don't release golf games.
Well, that's true. That is very true. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I can't really do anything else on it at the minute. I kind of built the wee house and done the first couple of story missions and done a few side missions, and I was on it. Being chased by a spider, terrifying, absolutely terrifying. It scares the crap out of you. There's other like insects and stuff as well that are quite hard, and it looks like you're gonna have a leveled based like armors and things like that. Okay, so you really do have to grind through and the take on the sort of harder beasts. And the thing is that it looks like they're going to add a lot more to it already, in the sense that the map and stuff. The map is already quite big.
Yeah.
But go to the edge of it, it's like in development, so they're going to add more to it. And the story, as I said, you only really get to play like one story missions, and you clearly can tell the basis of the story is get shrunk. That seems to be the main sort of thing. But yeah, seems a lot of potential. I'm looking forward to see what else they bring to it.
Yeah.
Over the next few months. That's the thing, is that the main thing is, as long as they get the server, everything's tested out, they can just start.
Yeah.
So
as long as the game's working fine, you can. That's the main issue. You know what I mean? If all the people's got to complain about the game is there's not enough content. I mean, that's a pretty decent way to be in, rather than,
because they're probably sitting there going, well, we'll have a lot of content here to release.
Yeah, rather than sitting there as like, there's no content for this game. Oh yeah, by the way, it's broke because it doesn't work. That's a lot, but
But they're sitting there with all this in their back pocket, going, if that's all they've got to complain about, this is good. This is going
to. And not only that, but obviously they're working on 2 other projects at the same time as that too. So if they can work on 3 projects at the same time, and some studios can't even work on one and bring out a shit game, I mean.
I know, because they have that one that we talked about that showed at the Xbox conference, Avowed.
Yep.
Yeah. Which will probably be huge as well. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with Grounded over the next few months. So we'll keep you updated on that. I will be dropping in and out of it every now and then to check on it and see how it's getting on.
We'll maybe get some Andy Wilson sound bites of him screaming at the spider.
That was funny. And then also when I was playing Grounded as well, my brother decided to take a piss while I was on stream.
Oh yes.
Yeah, but he wasn't playing. He joined the Xbox party back and decided to pee live on stream, so that was fun. But yeah, so we'll check back in with Grounded. But so that's kind of what I've been playing. And I've went, as of recently, last night I went back and started playing Overwatch again, which wasn't bad. All sort of new characters and things. It's been a while since, it's been a good few years since I did that last. So, watch. Not much else has changed.
Same game, just different champions, I guess.
Pretty much new maps. Still pretty fun. That's the thing. Is at the minute it's just trying to find something that's going to keep me entertained for the next wee while, because I've been talking about this a lot. Is I want Cyberpunk right now, because the more I see of that game, the more I want it.
I actually disappointed him today because he thought it came out in a month, and I was like, "Here, lad, do you not know it's November, mate?" And he's like, "What?"
It's been pushed that many times, though. It's hard to keep track of the actual release date, and I don't care that they pushed it. I do not care. I just want it.
That's one thing, and I was saying to Lee earlier on the day, that's one thing I've noticed about this is, when most people push back games, there's a lot of like fans fighting back, and there's just like slobbering all over the internet.
Yeah, 100%.
You don't have this for CD Projekt Red. They're all like, push it back, you push it back,
They gained the respect of the industry, or in terms of gamers, whenever the last Witcher, for example, it was in the height of everyone DLCs, head DLCs. They released the Witcher, said there's 3 massive DLCs, all for free. They earned immediate respect.
Yeah.
And they released a game, wasn't broke, worked perfectly, and was fucking amazing.
And not only that, I think you can pump hundreds of hours into that game and probably still not find everything in it, so.
And the DLC was not like a mission. It was huge. It was big parts. So, I think CD Projekt Red could shit in their hand and hand it to you, and you'd probably take it off them.
Probably like, that's a good shit.
Good lads, good lads. But yeah, no, the more I see Cyberpunk, I want to play it so much. Like and it just looks amazing. Like, unreal. I can't wait. It just looks, and I can't wait for it. But have to hold off for another couple of 3 months
it's not that long. Like,
oh my god, I keep thinking it's like 2 months. Like, it's really close, but it's not. A quarter of a year.
Well, I mean, like a couple of months ago, we were in January, like, so I mean,
yeah, I know, but still, Jesus, right? Well, before I get really depressed, let's move on. So that's kind of what we've been playing the last few weeks. Other than that, since the Xbox conference, lots of other stuff has happened.
Yeah. Especially with the someone needs to turn their screensaver off.
I know. Stop that. Go ahead.
But yeah, no. Obviously with the gaming world, and there's a lot happens with the whole console wars. But what I think Lee was going to lead into was the current sort of streamer thing. Now, I know like a lot of the past couple of podcasts, we've all been talking about what happened to Doc. Obviously, what's going to happen in Stride, and we finally got answers. Well, not answers about what's happened, but we finally got. We've got Doc back.
Yeah. So for those that listen to the podcast and stuff, and we talked about what the hell happened to Dr. Disrespect, 3-4 weeks ago. It was 4 weeks ago. The last one was 2 weeks, so it would have been 2 weeks before. Yep. Yeah, so 4 weeks ago, we talked about Dr. Disrespect being banned from Twitch, and we never got an explanation. Still haven't. Still no explanation.
He still says he still doesn't know.
And that to me, that makes me really like, why the hell did he get banned? If he doesn't know, he is quite outspoken.
Yeah, and he says there's other things that he could say, but because technically he's going to go for a legal battle with him.
Yeah.
Because obviously he's going to have to claim back damages and stuff like that.
I think as well is that it's the whole fact that because he doesn't know and he's going into a legal battle with him, he is basically going into a legal battle to find out why the hell he was banned for no reason.
Yep. I'd say he probably knows a wee bit more than what he's letting on, but you probably still find that he's telling the truth. He probably doesn't know. Yeah. He's probably heard bits and pieces, but obviously
he's never actually got a direct answer.
Yeah, and obviously because of legal reasons of what he said is what he has to be very careful of the situation, especially 100%. If he is going to take it to court and be outspoken about it as much as he probably wants to be.
But he announced his return in very dark fashion. It was quite impressive. I always liked his videos, but yeah, I mean, what was it? The song he sang? It was like,
"Cannot Replace Me."
You cannot replace me. Yeah, that's it. He done it in his typical dark way, and he sang the song "You Cannot Replace Me," and announced that he would be streaming on YouTube, but not exclusively.
No,
he did input that he's not going to stay exclusive to YouTube. If other opportunities come up, he will take them. So, but at the minute he's streaming on YouTube now. Week 2.
No, it's not even that much. Basically, so he
3-4 days.
I mean, he's probably the only person that I know that can put up a screensaver basically for 24 hours, and he's got like 60k people watching him. Right. What I mean?
Yeah, that's right. Before his first live, it was only a few days ago. Actually, I thought it was
60,000 people just listening to the same song on like repeat.
And they were donating.
Donating, subscribing, and I had a couple of his sound bite files playing over the top of it. Basically, a screensaver for like 35 hours, something like that. They're playing, and then he went live and broke YouTube.
Yeah, because he 350k.
I think that's just when I linked you to. I think it was more than that after that.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Like we were talking about Ninja doing it. The other Doc comes and blows it out of the water. Mental. But he's a great streamer, and I'm glad he's back. And whenever we're talking about it a few weeks, he says it would be a pity that was it. That was him gone.
Yeah.
He was too good.
I think in any way in fashion, if things were a bit worse, you probably find it still wouldn't have been the end of him.
No,
he's not the type of person. Not the type of person to go out like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So Doc's back. Ninja came back. We spoke about Ninja back and breaking YouTube, but then he done something we didn't think he would do.
And I mean, if anyone has listened to their podcasts for the, I don't know, Lee said 9 episodes. I don't know what it's been. God help you, because you're probably bored. But if he has listened to it, obviously we spoke about it and we said that obviously we didn't think Ninja would ever go back because of the Twitch. But he went back to Twitch. But he hasn't committed because he still only got his follow button.
That was a key point that we sort of picked up on. Is that whenever he went live on Twitch, which again, big thing happened. Ninja's back on Twitch. What the hell?
Tons of views as well.
Like so many views, but people were going mental because it was like no one expected him to go back after what happened, and we discussed what happened. But as you say, he's not back as a partner. Back as just a generic streamer, like not even an affiliate.
Yeah, and he hasn't, and as well, he's only streamed once on the platform, and what I can gather, he's only streamed once on YouTube. So, but that's it. And that was a couple of days ago as well. He was last on Twitch, so I mean, he's not even doing it regularly. So, it still might be finding, I don't know, maybe Jeff Bezos is getting his checkbook out or some shit like that there. But
maybe he went on to prove a point.
Maybe it's like this is what you're missing out.
Look at how many. Then look how much content I can create, blah blah. Maybe, but he went back to Twitch, streamed once, but not as an affiliate. But it can be smart because we were discussing this, is that if he doesn't go as an affiliate and he just sticks with Donos, he doesn't have to give anything to Amazon.
No, and he's still going to probably, because he's still sponsored by all the regular sponsors, like
and
Adidas,
he still would be able to help, because at that he'd still be able to up their contracts, the contract obligations and all with them. And obviously with YouTube, again, I think Ninja says he's not exclusive with YouTube either, so they're really keeping their options open.
And he's going to make money off his VODs going up under there, because he's still uploading content.
Yep, 100%. We had a look before we went on there and seen these up in snaps and stuff and things like that. So he is uploading VODs and different things. But it's really interesting that the last one, obviously Shroud as well, but the arguably the three biggest streamers literally don't actually have a home.
Yeah,
they have nowhere. They don't have any exclusivity to anyone.
Yeah,
they can go wherever they want.
Yep, because obviously Shroud now, he hasn't. I don't think he's streamed properly yet.
No, he literally just only announced that. Like I was on my Twitter literally just as about to go live, and Shroud has announced that he is going back to Twitch, and he is coming home. Is that what
coming home? But obviously, we checked as well. He has only got the follow button.
Yeah.
You would think he still,
but at the same time, he hasn't streamed yet, so he might partner.
Yeah. You would like to think maybe to keep things official and sweet, he has to go through the same process as everybody, get approved and everything like that, so
he doesn't get any special treatment or anything. Because they obviously stripped him of those whenever he left for Mixer. But then 100%. At the same time, do they want to give him it back if he's a flight risk?
Yeah, because if they go and offer him some mad lucrative contract, same with Ninja, that's going to shit on the likes of Summit. I don't really like Summit, but when Tim and things like that, there, all the people who has signed big deals at the start of the year,
but they're going to be bigger,
and they're going to be bigger. Deals, and then 100%. Obviously, say for instance, I don't know, maybe if it's something where do they have to hit a certain amount of numbers to hit their contract, and then obviously if
maybe they do have contract obligations, possibly.
And if Ninja and Shroud come back, and you're like, I'm exposed to those numbers when
game over. Yeah. Well, Tim not so much. Tim will be fine because he'll hang off the coattails and Ninja.
Yeah.
Summit though be in big trouble.
Especially when he's playing games at the minute. And he's playing Guild Wars the other night, Guild Wars 2. Yeah. A couple of days before that he was playing, I think, Elder Scrolls.
Online?
Was it Elder Scrolls? Yeah, so he seems to be hitting some MMOs recently, and obviously he's still getting quite a lot of viewer base. Yeah,
but he's playing weird stuff. Like, I never expected to see him on Sea of Thieves as well. He's playing that a good bit too.
Yeah. Well, he was a big endorser of that.
I know he was at the start, but the fact that he just turned back to it all of a sudden, I thought it was a bit weird. But yeah,
no, he's playing Guild Wars 2 we played it last night or maybe the night before.
Right. But yeah, it's a very interesting dynamic what's going on with this whole Twitch and the three big streamers, and it still calls into question that the reason that they're not partnering up with them is because Google are going to release one.
Well, I was just thinking that there, and obviously you said that Doc said he's not exclusive to anybody. Yes, you can partner up them on. He's partnered with YouTube because obviously you can sub them.
Yep.
Or they actually have it where it's not sub. You subscribe to his channel.
You subscribe to the channel.
Like join.
Yeah.
Is the monetization. So maybe they're still looking into, or maybe the reason why Doc is actually monetized with them is because obviously they were going to make a platform through Google anyway. So
the thing is that the rumor was that obviously this whole Google platform was going to happen, and what fell down, obviously Doc got found out that he was trying to poach people and stuff. But
still unconfirmed. But that's,
unconfirmed. But the reason that it could be unconfirmed is because the terms of service, all this agreements stuff, and the fact that it's going through a legal battle.
Yeah.
And this because the three boys that if they are moving to Google, they can't obviously not stream. Because they become irrelevant. God knows how long this legal battle is going to go on.
Yeah, right, yeah.
So they need to keep their careers going while this all gets sorted out, and then at the end of it...
Maybe not Ninja as subs, because obviously he has to do is just stream once a month probably, and
true.
Hit any of the...
But how long can he stream once a month before he starts to become irrelevant, though?
That's true, yeah.
Now, I reckon he can stream once a month probably for the next few months, but there is going to be a point where people aren't going to be as interested in him.
I think as well, maybe it's smarter what they're doing. Maybe not streaming as regular as they do.
Yeah.
So it's more of like a surprise
it keeps them relevant. Everyone goes, oh my god, they're streaming it. Well, Doc is streaming the same amount. But he's
the entertaining factor. He can get away with that. But obviously, if Ninja comes on, once every week or something like that, that's like
Ninja's
mind watching that, but it doesn't become like boring because he's doing the same thing every.
Yeah. And I think he was kind of bored playing, to be honest. He'd burnt out of Valorant because he just keeps playing the same game, like drilling it over and over, and I think he's maybe just bored. But yeah, so
maybe he's feeling the same as us. Maybe there's
nothing
to play.
That was one of the reasons I took a week off. Now I'm not on the same level as Ninja, but I took a week off because I was bored too. I felt burnt out, but bored. I was kind of playing things for the sake of playing them. I wasn't really necessarily enjoying everything.
Yeah, well, obviously I'm not nowhere near the even level that you're doing because I don't stream that regularly. But that's the even reason why I don't really go on too much because I do enjoy playing like Destiny and stuff, but it annoys me at the same time. So I don't really want to give off that content of
But that is your content. Is you're going to complain about stuff. You just embrace it. Become that guy that's like, this is fucking. Embrace that hashtag Yaff Review. On the back of hashtag Yaff Reviews, we talked about Hyperscape the last time, and we would give a review. Now, you know what's really funny about this? Right? No, I'll know what I'll do. Yaff, what did you think of Hyperscape?
No. Hold on a second. It's going to be a reversal here stuff. You know what I mean? I actually thought it wasn't great. Wasn't, well, no, it was pretty shit. But I liked the gameplay in terms of the gunplay. I thought like the aiming and things like that, they were really good. It felt very responsive when you're shooting and stuff like that there. I thought the weapon selection was crap. The level design, crap. The windows that are there but not there, crap. And the one thing that bugged me absolute most about the game was the like up in the air, and then you're like, fuck, where's everybody? And then they come down and kill you, and you're like, how are you supposed to unscope somebody when they're like 50 feet up in the air? So I like the gunplay, but that's about it.
I hated everything about it. I thought it was fucking awful. It was so like, and the thing is that I was the one that pointed it out and stuff, and I laughed at Yaff saying, oh, it's shit, even though he hadn't played it or seen anything about it, and then we eventually decided to play it. Awful. Fucking awful. I didn't enjoy any aspect of the game. Now I can understand where he's coming from with the gunplay and things like that. Still didn't. It would take a whole overhaul of that game for me to actually go back and play it. I will never play that game again.
Yeah, I just don't see how it can be. There's just like I was knocking people and using a sniper rifle. I was wrecking boys and it was actually pretty good. But like the jump, the whole
those power jumps and the slams and I was like, why is this in the game? It just doesn't. Like they've just tried to make up all the stuff that isn't necessarily in the Apex or Fortnite or stuff like that, and just throw it in just to be different.
Yeah.
But it actually makes the game worse.
Yeah.
And you're saying about doorways and windows that are there, they're like boarded over red, and it's like, why? Why
can't see through them, but you can shoot through them, I think, couldn't you?
And then the unnecessarily, like, every building interior is exactly the same, and why do you need to keep it?
Yeah. And every gun I picked up seemed to be crap compared to everyone else's.
But then,
people were to shoot me with
if you pick up two versions of the same gun, it becomes level 2 gun and shit.
I like that, to be fair. Yeah. That was quite a good feature, because it doesn't make it as RNG.
Everyone got Gatling gun and that was it. Yeah. It was game over. You may as well not had any guns because the Gatling gun just seemed to you're dead. I was just like, I turned it off very quickly. Well, no, I did give it a good chance.
You did. I think you gave it more of a chance than what I did, actually.
Yeah, I give it a good chance, and I kept trying to get into it. Nah, not for me. Ubisoft, to be fair, they're disappointing everyone.
Yeah.
They're doing a lot of disappointing things.
Well, rather than a Yaff reviews here, we're going to give it an official Balls Lick Gaming review.
Yeah, the Balls Lick Gaming review. What are we giving it out of 5 or 10?
Balls.
It's
just balls.
So how many balls is the best balls, or what? Are we doing 2 balls? Like, and 2 balls is good, and then like no balls is shit. Well, I'd give it no balls then.
-5.
-5 balls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ubisoft the worst balls.
Yeah, I think Ubisoft owe me time. Because that was a fucking waste of time. It was such a waste of time. But on the positive light of that, picked up on a new game that we think has a lot of potential, and we're gonna try it. No, I haven't played it yet.
I like the way he let us into that because he didn't write it on the notes.
Yeah, I did. We do have notes and stuff that we try to write down to sort of make sure that we remember to cover everything. Rogue Company, getting a lot of hype at the minute.
Yep.
A lot of people are playing it. Doc, obviously.
Doc, he's
designing a level.
Fan, yeah.
They've challenged him to design a level in 24 hours. So, and if it's good, they'll release it, which I think we were talking about. Great marketing, really good marketing.
Like I said, smart. I mean, you have the biggest streamer in the world who's went through a lot of bit of controversy that we talked about. Came back, broke YouTube, and then he's tweeted about your game, and then that's the type of tweet that your social media team doesn't want to be sleeping on. And you get back and be like, yeah, fucking right.
Yeah, they came back and said, yeah, you 2-time will challenge you. You have 24 hours, and he says, okay, game, firm handshakes or something. It was something along those lines. So
don't be like an Activision where we criticize the game and ignored it. Obviously he's been like, good game, can do better. Let me design a map, and they're like, free,
because at the end of the day,
marketing,
free marketing, and also he's doing their job for them.
Yeah.
He's designing the map for them. Yep. Like if it's crap, then they don't have to release it. If it's good,
but even if it is crap, I mean, people are going to
probably still release it.
Still a map designed by the 2-time.
To be honest, it's probably not going to be crap. It's probably going to be decent enough. Like he has a firm grasp on shooters and stuff. He designed for Call of Duty and things like that.
I'd say it's a competent level. Maybe it won't be the best level, but it certainly won't be the worst.
No, I wouldn't say so. And at the end of the day, what harm is it?
Exactly.
Remove it from rotation if it's good. You know what I mean? But yeah, so Rogue Company, we are going to bat.
Yeah,
we're going to bite the bullet and bat. That was the one thing I was shocked about, the fact it wasn't free.
Well, it is, but
not yet.
Yeah, it is going to be a free-to-play game, but we further learned
paying for early access.
Pretty much, it's a founder's pack, which I find pretty good because obviously high-res make
cheap,
it
though. That was the one thing. Like some of these companies rip the whole out of it and try to give you early access. charge you £100 for a game. And,
Tarkov.
Like Tarkov is an early access, and I paid £35 for it.
I paid £100 for it because I wanted actually more than that because when I upgraded my game.
Yeah, so he upgraded his and paid £100 because he's an idiot. But so they're only asking for £12.
How can I get my money back? Vulnerable customer and all. I'll just say I was high or something. I wasn't. I don't take drugs, but they don't know that. You know what I mean? They don't know that.
But so £12. That's pretty reasonable. Like, and the fact that you don't get all the champions.
Well, it was $11.99 for the 2 champions and $23 or $24.99
for 8.
The full or the 8, and then there's a couple
you get skins and stuff as well. Which is pretty good, decent. And then you can go all out and you can get all the skins and stuff and all the champions and some currency for 40 or 50 or something.
But I think mainly you're probably going to go for the £25 one because at the end of the day you've got all the champions.
Yeah, it's one of those things. £25. Like they're not asking for much.
No.
At the end of the day, and it's getting good hype. We're watching a couple of streamers play it there. I think it looks great. It
does look good. I actually seen it before actually leasing it.
Yeah.
It was like 2 nights ago because I even said to my mate Alex about it. He says it's got the full, over the third person,
the shoulder,
over the shoulder, very Gears of War.
Yeah, very
mixed with like CS, mixed with a bit of Valorant. Obviously, kind of
Fortnite, wee
Fortnite,
bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's got all these things, and just the whole style of it, the gameplay and stuff. Like I love Gears of War. Gears of War's multiplayer is really good. I've always enjoyed that. And obviously the fact that it's very, very similar.
Yeah.
Not cover based, but very similar. It definitely piqued my interest. And then obviously he's thrown in Counter-Strike in there, and then just the sort of, it still has that sort of tactical aspect to it.
Because obviously every champion's got something different and you have to build your team around. Obviously you had the
so then you could technically throw in like their likes of Rainbow Six Siege and stuff on top of that as well, because we've seen a guy throwing a shield down and stuff, and you have to think about your defense and things like that. So there's a lot of different games all thrown in there, but it looks like it's made a really good combination, I have to say.
And 4v4 is a good one too, because obviously the maps don't look big.
No.
But obviously they look good enough for 4v4. And obviously 4v4 you can base it around because obviously you have your defender.
Yeah.
Big shield guy. And then obviously we've seen there was a support character seemed to be more medic-y.
Yeah.
Faster. You can have the things for faster res and things.
That was the thing. So that each individual character has its individual traits. So there's things that are unique to them. But then like in Counter-Strike, the way you can buy like equipment,
grenades
and stuff, you could buy like some sort of upgrade as well, but they weren't necessarily cheap. So it means that you don't have this one player who, if they pick that one character, like in
not only were they weren't cheap in the game to buy with the currency, but obviously as well, none of it was seen broken.
No,
not like one thing is going like that's overpowered.
Yeah. And then like we talked about Valorant a few, and you said about like one or two of the champions is just like okay.
Yeah.
In this game, because the champions are all they kind of share those abilities and stuff as well. They're not all unique,
but kind of got the same like.
It's all balanced. It's because I think each team has the same amount of traits and the same traits, but they're spread differently amongst each of the characters, which means it's a perfect balance because you always will have a counter for each of the traits. It's obviously as long as you pick them, just like you would do in Rainbow Six. There's always a character that counteracts another character, so they've really thought it through. The pricing of things looks right. The way you got kills, we were thinking stacked it's 1,500.
Yeah, so it's kill. Yeah, so if you knock someone, you get 500. If you fully kill them, I think it goes to. Well, we can't really confirm that yet, but it looked like either it was 1,500 or it was 500 for the knock and 1,000 for the kill.
But then what we weren't sure about as well is whether that was split because it came up as an assist because the guy that we were watching, it's at the end of the game it said like 2,200 or 22,000, sorry, and but he only had 13 in his purse whenever it reloads. So
but obviously we didn't know how much he had going into that round.
That's true too.
From the looks of it, it looks like 21 grand is split between the 4 people.
Yeah.
Which is good too.
Yeah, that's very good. I like that a lot because that means that even if someone isn't playing very well, they're still getting money.
They'll get split,
it's again balance. Very simple things. You'd think that Valorant could have learned something.
I mean, it's a Riot game. Look at League of Legends. It's just it ain't balanced.
I don't want to get you started on this.
Don't
again.
even just leave it there.
Yeah, so we're going to give that a go, and we will review that in the next podcast because we'll definitely be playing it probably in the next days. So yeah, we'll let you know what we think. We'll review it just like reviewed Hyperscape.
Hopefully more positive.
I have a lot more. What it was I have a lot more hope for this one. I think it looks a lot like I watched Hyperscape and was like, it looks good, whereas this I actually think looks really good. That is the difference. I'm actually quite excited to play that one, so I am. But yeah, so we've talked about a lot about games, so let's talk about finish the podcast with talking about consoles then. These will be the topic probably until they're released because we're not getting all the information at once. It's not like E3. We get all the information and then we're going to talk about it and then move on.
Yeah.
We're getting bits
and pieces.
So PlayStation had another conference.
Oh, did it? Oh, we didn't know.
Sorry, they had
it was just indie games?
They had their State of Play, which was awful again. So they announced a few new games, and as Jaf just pointed out, they were pretty much no new information on PlayStation 5 really. I don't know what. So to be honest, I have no idea what Sony are doing anymore. I can't even comprehend what they're thinking about anymore. Do you know what they're doing? Like I thought they would have released the price point first. I did think Sony would bite the bullet first. I think it's now going to be Xbox. I think it's too late for Sony.
You know what I think it is? I think literally they're scared.
So?
If you were that, the way I see it,
right? They were really confident last time. You remember how cocky they were?
Yeah.
Because Xbox was more expensive and stuff, and they came out real swagger and confident and stuff.
They came out like
for
the gamers, for the players. When our console's a wee bit cheaper.
They did that whole thing where the lead of Sony handed the guy for PlayStation a game and go and my game because remember the Xbox, you weren't going to be able to land physical games that they took a lot of stabs.
They took a lot of stabs at Xbox. And then obviously, they had the whole slogan for the players because obviously Microsoft they were trying to. The thing about Microsoft is they try to incorporate not just the products, but they can do everyday life.
Yeah.
They're trying to incorporate this more as an entertainment system.
Yeah.
And wait, what was the Nintendo called back in the day? Entertainment system.
The NES. Yeah.
But so obviously they were trying to make it like a whole entertainment system You can watch your Blu-rays, satellite.
Even though the NES didn't even do any of that.
No. But obviously, just when you're talking about the entertainment system, it is quite an old concept.
Yeah.
But Microsoft tried to introduce it to more modern times. An EPG, electronic programming guide. You can use your satellite box for it and record.
Yeah. And the features maybe not everyone would use, but it had them. It was one of those things. It was there.
We're trying to obviously get it down to, rather than you having like 45 remotes around your house. You could just do it all on your Xbox.
Yeah.
But apparently people didn't want that.
No.
At the time.
Now everyone wants it.
Everyone wants it.
This is the thing, is like we've talked, me and Yav's talked about this a lot. So like Xbox got slated for the whole, like as I just pointed out, the lending games to each other. Because they had forecasted that everyone would buy digital games this generation. What happened? Everyone started buying digital games this generation. The likes of Game and GameStop and all going out of business because everyone is buying digital. The game sharing, no one wanted that, because I want to be able to lend my mate a physical game. Game shares, like everyone I know game shares. Xbox had forecasted all this and got slated for it, and now everyone wants this stuff.
Yeah.
And Xbox are kind of going, well, they're not saying it totally so. They're kind of just being, we don't care if you buy our new console or not. They're being very cool about the whole thing.
I think they are, because it doesn't matter what they're going to say. They're going to get slated, so it may as well be.
Yeah, it is the thing, and I think they've accepted that. I think they've got to this point where they're like, I don't even care what people think anymore, because we do have loyal fans. I am one of them.
I need to get a Microsoft sign for
here, don't I? Xbox sign.
Like Xbox.
Yeah, no, I am one of them. I am an Xbox fan. I do think they do a lot more for the community. And this, I'll move on to the next bit, because I'm sick of talking. Sick of it. They do a lot more for the community. I prefer their consoles, prefer their interfaces. I just think they're
their services, everything. They're just the far are
better. They're better.
Lee, it's not as if Lee doesn't like Sony.
No, I have a PlayStation sitting right here.
I think we've a load of dust on.
Yeah. Plasticky piece of shit sitting there.
Yeah, it's not as if Sony Lee has anything against Sony. I think we both don't. Actually, we work
on TV as well.
Sony TV, which he loves.
Yep.
Sony headphones.
Yeah, I do.
We both, like I said, we both worked in electrical retail. Sony make probably arguably some of the best audio and
100%.
audio visual equipment
100%.
on the market.
Yep.
I don't know. Like, I mean, they need to sack their head of Sony or head of PlayStation. Like, because
that guy, I always forget, Mark, whatever.
I don't know.
I think it's Mark.
He's no Phil Spencer, like when Taliad. Phil.
I'm a big Phil fan. But yeah, so like, I just don't know. I don't know what PlayStation are doing. They haven't. Again, we talked about this when we had Gavin. They haven't made me want to go out and buy a PlayStation. Now, apparently, they've made the rest of the world want to go out and buy a PlayStation, but for all these exclusives, which we're not going to talk about. Yeah, tell me what exclusives Sony showed us that were AAA titles.
Spider-Man, the Morales, whatever it is.
Miles Morales one. Yeah. I think that is it. That is the end. Oh, sorry. No. Sorry, I'm wrong. Gran Turismo. There's your two.
Woo!
But
I don't think I've played a Gran Turismo game since Gran Turismo 2 on the PlayStation 1.
But this is the thing, right? And then Xbox came out and showed an entire conference for an hour of exclusive games to Xbox, obviously, and PC. I get the whole thing that they have a PC, blah, blah, but not everyone can afford
let me just
a PC.
nip this in the bud at the minute, right? It technically is still exclusive because it's Microsoft.
It's Windows.
It's the Xbox is based off Windows. It's.
No.
But anyway, some people can't grasp that, so we'll just.
But also, people have this conception that everyone owns like £1,000 PC.
Sure, I'll just get a PC. There's no need to buy an Xbox.
Yeah, and the thing is that your PC men run half the game. A lot of these games are going to be coming out there.
Well, really yourself from personal experience. I mean, you had a semi-decent laptop.
Yeah.
But struggled to run a lot of stuff, and then you went and bought like a $2,000 PC because
I had to. I wanted to do it for streaming and things like that. But this is what I'm saying: is like the Xbox. What they are clearly marketing the Xbox as is a cheaper alternative. That's it. Bottom line. That's what they want to do.
Well, that's technically what the PlayStation and all is too. I mean, they're using the same architecture processes what you generally get in a PC anyway. So they're technically PCs,
and they're getting slated for instead. So Sony go, Gears, God of War, Uncharted, Last of Us. Have to buy a PlayStation to play those. Microsoft go, you know what? We're not going to do that. We're going to let you all play it. If you have a PC or if you have an Xbox, you can play it. But they get slated for
Yeah. Oh wait, but no, it's okay. But Sony released Death Stranding on the Steam, and Horizon Zero Dawn, which apparently is the worst PC port ever. But
I've seen
they got good exclusives. All right.
Yeah, sweet. I just don't get how people defend and say that PlayStation has all these exclusives. Yes, they will have exclusives. They'll have Last of Us. They will have another.
They'll have all the over-the-shoulder companion games you want.
Yes,
that's their
forte. When that console releases in November, which we assume is November, because the Xbox apparently is releasing the 5th, 3rd.
Mainly you get the numbers mixed up. It's either 3rd or 5th. He scrolled past it so fast and clicked off.
Start of November. Hold on, I'll be able to tell by just looking at November because it's not going to release on like a Monday. 3rd worldwide. Tuesday's a worldwide release.
Yeah.
Yep. So
rumored
3rd of November. So we're going to have these in November.
We didn't just before League. It was into his rant. Yeah. It was a quick flash of a Twitter post. Lee clicks something else, and we're like, get back to that.
I didn't see it.
So we didn't look at any sources, by the way. So just in case someone's all like,
but there was a guy,
head of Verge or something.
Verge, yeah, he had said November and dash. It's November. Yeah. It's November.
It's going to have to be anyway.
Holiday.
Are they going to bring it out on like the 20th of Christmas? No. Definitely not.
Yeah. So say the 3rd of November, whatever. What the fuck are you going to? Apart from Spider-Man and a cat game and Gran Turismo.
But does a cat game even come out at launch?
We don't know. Do you know what I mean? Whereas Xbox, every single game they near enough shown, they did a whole freaking launch exclusive. We talked about this.
There was like 6 or something like that there, and then obviously you've got the back market of all the Game Pass games. Thousands of games.
And then people are going, I'm buying a PlayStation because I'll have more games to play and more exclusives. I feel like I've missed an entire Sony.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know where they're getting this information from.
It baffles me. I've ranted about this for days, and it still does my head, and I just don't get it.
Like we can, not as if like yes, we are like Microsoft fanboys and Xbox fanboys. More so League. I'm more of a PC person, but like, I mean, if we didn't think something was right, okay, we're not going to turn around and go, oh, but if Microsoft released their Xbox done something and it was tonk, we're gonna say it
100%. If I get the thing is the 360 at the start was tonk. Red Ring of Death, awful. It was one of the worst problems of a games console ever.
Yeah,
but it still was a good console. Whenever they fixed the problem, it was still a good console. 100%. PlayStation 3, good console. There was nothing wrong with the PlayStation 3.
But arguably that 360 won that one because
100%. Yeah, 100%. The 360 outsold.
I think just because of their live platform was just far better.
Yeah, because that was where PlayStation changed to the different live services. So, but yeah, we are going to say it's terrible. But the thing is that I want to know where the tangible information is that makes Sony have more exclusive than Xbox on this launch.
So we're not talking about like total exclusives here of like Sony Studios versus Microsoft Studios or Xbox Studios. We're talking about PlayStation 5 exclusives.
Yep.
Launch.
Yes.
Nothing else. Not something that's coming out in 2022. We want.
It's probably longer than that.
Yeah. Fuck. I don't know.
This is the thing and the thing is that everything that PlayStation showed at their conference isn't confirmed for launch. No. It's not confirmed for launch.
Half of them, like I said, didn't even have a date.
No.
So you can be expecting those.
Whereas Xbox near enough had a date for every single game.
I think there's only a handful like that.
Avowed.
Sorry, didn't. But
it just comes in. But it's clearly early in development. They've got Grounded though, which is out. They were like it's out next week or just in a couple of days or whatever. It's like and then that's
obviously
fine.
We're getting that add-on for
Outer Worlds.
Yeah. So at least they're like you might not be getting this game, but here's another 2 games.
Here's stuff to keep you occupied. But Xbox has just got slated now for over, and people are still doing it. And the slate and the Halo, like because we never really got to speak about this because we spoke about it after it was shown.
Yeah, because we actually thought at the time the graphics looked good, and I still think the graphics look good. But obviously, some people's got this in their head that it's still the same graphics as Halo 3, even though it's side by side comparisons. But And
the thing is that new Halo's 4K. It's going to be capable of 100. Yes. Again, PlayStation haven't confirmed any of their games are going to run at 120 FPS. It says it's capable of it. Don't get me wrong, we had to actually check that because there was a couple of things.
Up
to. Yes, and Xbox say the exact same thing, though. They say up to, because they're going to give developers the option. But they haven't confirmed any games that run at 120.
No.
And Xbox, correct me if I'm wrong, confirmed 2. Ori and Halo.
Yeah.
Because they redeveloped Ori to make it run at 120. So I just don't get. And the thing is, there's Ori. I know it's a re-release, but it's still an exclusive for launch. All this stuff's on Game Pass. You know, I'm just baffled by this whole conception that Microsoft have no.
Yep. So here's the thing: to anyone who's listening, right? If you can prove to us, right, that the PlayStation 5 on launch day is going to have more exclusive games to play than what the Xbox does, Lee will eat his hat.
Yep. No. I'll do one even better. If you can prove to me, and I know you can't because I've looked into this so much, PlayStation has more exclusive titles at launch than the Xbox.
We're talking about played here. You know, you can day one go bang play,
install, play. Than the Xbox, I will get a Sony logo tattooed on me.
I thought he was going to... Now, this is new. I thought he was going to go if he'll buy a PlayStation 5, but that's even more.
Why would I want to fucking buy that? I'll have none to play. At
least you can trade it in after day 2. Like, you can't trade on your tattoo.
Sony logo? And what?
And what?
Just the fucking, you know, the PlayStation logo?
Yep, and then when we block one night, I can write under it.
Shit. But I can get the retro one. You know, the old school... Like, that old school PlayStation logo is pretty cool, like. I'll even get, like... I could even get, like, Crash Bandicoot or something.
Yeah, well, you can flare it up.
Yeah,
we can flare it up.
We can flare it up, but if you can prove to me, leave a comment and list them, because you'll not be able to. I have looked into this extensively. I still don't know where information.
You won't even have to hit the read more button on. You know, you only got 1 or 2 to put on there. Like,
but no, you have to obviously. You can't just list the PlayStation games. You have to list the Xbox games too.
Yeah, and what we want is launch titles.
Yes,
we're not talking about something's coming out in 2021.
Nope.
November launch. Play on day one.
Yep.
Day one games.
Yep.
Not day 645 games.
I'm not getting a Sony thing. That I can tell you now. I can go get an Xbox one. I'll win this argument anyway. Because it's not. I just don't. I don't know. Even I can challenge Gavin to that because Gavin listens to this. So Gavin, if you can come up with it, I don't think he can because he fucking hated that Sony conference.
Maybe we should got
PlayStation fanboy. Remember?
Maybe we should have Gav. We could have got him get a fucking Xbox and tattooed on him.
I might still challenge. I could challenge him before he listens to this. But yeah,
watch this space, listen to this space, whatever.
So yeah, the other thing about this is what has surfaced in the last couple of days as well. From the rumored, it's all rumors. Everything that we talk about has to be taken with a pinch of salt, and also a lot of it is all personal feelings and opinions and stuff. But the rumored Resident Evil group, the guys.
These, just before we go into this, now this is obviously Capcom are quite Sony prominent, you know, obviously from the same part of the world.
Japanese, you know, the Japanese companies all stick with each other. They always have, you know. That's why Sony tends to get more Japanese titles than what Xbox does. It's fair.
So from the same part of the world, they're always going to back each other up. So obviously, you know, it was even the PlayStation, like you know, the 4 State of Play at E3 a couple of years ago, where they had their own thing.
Yeah.
You know, they introduced, you know, Resident Evil 2 at their thing. So, you know, Capcom are pretty much, you know, Sony.
Yeah.
But what Lee's about to explain, you know, and it caught me by guard because I'm like, what? You know, and I'm a big Resident Evil fanboy, Capcom fanboy, and that took me by surprise, like, you know.
Yeah, so what leaked is one of the developers has put something up on Reddit.
I don't think it was a developer of Capcom. I think it's someone's like chatting,
chatting or whatever. So it's rumors. It's all pinch of salt stuff. But either way, someone's put this thing up on Reddit, and basically, we all know about the PlayStation 5's custom SSD drive, which is apparently state of the art. It's amazing, or is it? That is the question. So what this person had said, that the developer had said, is that because of the custom SSD, they aren't able to get same type of performance from the PlayStation 5 what they can get on the Xbox. That the PlayStation is much harder to develop for, and that Resident Evil, they're struggling to get Resident Evil 9?
8. Village.
Village.
Resident Evil 8. 7 was last one.
Is it 8?
Yeah, Resident Evil 8. What's V11?
7?
No, 7 was the one.
V117. Must be V. It is. It's 3. It's 3. Yeah, because Village ILL.
Anyone knows Roman numerals,
yeah. Resident Evil 8. They're the Village. They're struggling to get it to even run at 30 FPS.
Is that what it was?
Yeah. Which for a new console now, we've
same technology.
You know what I mean? It's like they have the same GPU. Obviously, Xbox utilizes a lot better. The same CPU. Xbox utilizes it a bit better though.
They use something different. I think it's the same GPU, but they do something different. But it's fundamentally they're working with the same hardware.
But basically, apparently, it runs a dream on the Xbox. It runs perfect, but they're having really big problems with development. PlayStation and Xbox have clearly designed the new Xbox in that way that everything from PC is ported to Xbox and etc. So it's really easy to develop for. But Sony, in developing this new SSD, because apparently that is the core of the problem, is that it's not able, although it's how fast it is, they can't utilize it right. And it's obviously a lot to do with Sony maybe aren't willing to give out the information how it works and things like that.
It's obviously down to that there. You don't want people looking in the code and working out that this is the way this is, and then obviously making their own copy of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Or maybe
Sony will want to sell that. They always sell their stuff.
Yep.
Blu-ray and all, they always sell their stuff. So they'll want to sell that at some point. So
undoubtedly, this technology is actually state of the art. It is. We're not saying it's not.
100%. It is apparently one of the. It is like the evolution of hard drives. This will be the hard drives of the future.
Yeah, well, like I says, at the end of the day, hats off to Sony what they do. At the end of the day, for everything we have at the minute, DVD, Blu-ray, they've been, and I think they even made stuff in the past. They've been the pinnacle of making pretty much any modern audio-visual device. It's all came from Sony, and then
100%.
obviously they've had an exclusive for a wee bit, and then they sell the
technology
on.
Yeah, because they make a fortune from it because everyone wants to buy it.
Because I think they've got royalties too and stuff. So
from Blu-ray and all that, like they sold that for clean. They did so. So
undoubtedly, this hard drive is gonna be fantastic.
Amazing. And the thing is you're probably only gonna really crack it in the next 3-4 years. Whenever the actual console comes out, people can rip it apart, pull it out, and really get diving into it. But developers are having a problem, and this also might explain why we didn't see many exclusives at the Sony press conference.
Yeah.
Why everything was indie games, things like that, things that are easy developed. Why we didn't see any major AAA titles apart from in-house Sony studio.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Maybe the third parties are struggling. Because even like that, I know it was all like Hitman. And it was like, we're going to show gameplay in engine. You know what I mean?
And it wasn't even gameplay. It was like a pan around the building. Then on. But
look at his bald head.
That's not exclusive either. So that's being developed on PC.
It'll probably be a timed exclusive, I'd imagine. No?
No. Hitman? Sure, the last two have been out on Xbox the same as PlayStation. They might get a different level or something. But this is what I mean. Like, PlayStation didn't really show anything that is exclusively theirs apart from Horizon. But it's not coming out at launch. Spider-Man and Gran Turismo. They're their exclusive titles. That's their in-house studios. And obviously, they all looked great because they know how to do it. The other developers don't. So that's maybe why we didn't see third-party exclusive PlayStation games. Just a theory.
Or maybe Sony just developed something that they don't know how to work.
Maybe. But so it's an interesting thing that someone who is very pro Sony says something like that. The fact that they're basically leaning towards Western console like Microsoft.
Yeah, well, at the end of the day,
American console.
We don't know the relationship that Capcom has with PlayStation.
No.
And so obviously there is probably hand-me-backs for obviously them getting the show. If you take out the likes of Resident Evil,
and Hitman,
anything else in their part in their state of
that was their those are their big titles, but they're not theirs.
They're not theirs, but if you take those out, so obviously there must have been a bit of money
about
100%, and bit of handshakes and things like that there, and obviously for that to come back and bite you, that they're actually struggling to actually make the game work on the console they actually showed it off at their press conference. It's mind-boggling.
Yeah, it's very, very weird.
And just the way to describe the Xbox is like a dream.
Yeah. It literally, it was something along those lines where they'd said, I can't remember the direct quote.
Absolute dream or something.
Yeah, it was something along that apparently the console is as he says, a dream to work with. So that only makes me more excited about this console. I just can't wait to get my hands on one. I really want to just play one and just see what it's like.
Because you listen to the likes of all these wee like keyboard warriors, and they're like, again, Lee's pet peeve of, I've got more exclusives, but when you actually listen to the people that know what they're talking about, industry leaders, you've got Gabe Newell, head of Steam Valve.
Yeah, he was very pro
Xbox. You've got pretty much anything you read online. It's from that. We're not talking about like some wee sweaty nerds that write like a game column once a year that gets 3 views saying that the PlayStation's better. We're talking about heads of companies. And everyone's pretty pro Xbox, right? Yeah. Pro Xbox.
Whereas the bottom line streamers like us is very pro PlayStation. Like, because there was a survey done of what console you're going to buy, and it was done like, I think it was Europe. I think 80% said PlayStation.
And you're like,
and it's like, why? It's one of these things though. It's like, we used to work in an electronics store. Look at how many people buy something someone else told them to.
Yeah. My mate Johnny from down the street said this £300 laptop's great. Well, it's not, because I'm telling you it's not. But yeah, you work in commission, so I'm listening to you. All right, mate. And then they're back 2 days later because it's shit.
Yeah, it's to me, that's kind of like it is. And the way I look at the consoles is, you should probably buy the console at your mates.
Yeah.
And if you're based buying PlayStation, buy a PlayStation. All well and good. You mightn't have anything to play, but all well and good.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you're going to have fun playing nothing together. So it's better playing something.
Well, they'll have the new Call of Duty or something.
But in February they can play fucking GTA Online.
Again. But yeah, we're sort of touching on it. The price. Oh, and the other Xbox. That's the last two things.
Oh yes, the rumors. So the S. So obviously Microsoft have accidentally. We don't know if accidentally, but something's leaked anyway of the box of their controllers.
I don't think they've accidentally. I think everyone knew it was coming.
Yeah.
So they were kind of like, and
what?
Because they don't care.
Yeah.
They literally don't care.
But even they said at the very, very start, like 2 years ago, they're developing. I can't remember what it was, but obviously the S was Lockhart, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So they had 2 code names. So why would they have 2 code names if they're not developing 2 consoles?
Yeah.
And obviously with Sony bringing out the digital edition and the full edition, obviously they're gonna have 2 consoles.
So Lockhart basically will probably be discless as well.
Series S.
Is the Series S. They're going to keep the same code names, but a rumor is that it's still more powerful than the PlayStation 5 as well, which is that's a kick in the teeth for Sony. Yeah. The fact that the Xbox's watered down console is more powerful. If that's true, Jesus Christ! If you're buying a PlayStation, you're thick.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, but you're thick. That I don't care who I insult. If you buy a PlayStation, if Lockhart comes out, an S comes out, it's cheaper than the PlayStation and more powerful.
By a country mile.
You are thick. I just couldn't understand it. Why would you buy that console and not wait till the PlayStation 5 drops in price and then get it when all right? That's probably what I'll do.
Yeah. #DUMB if you buy it on launch day.
Yeah, 100%. But so
Lee's gonna probably buy the PlayStation 5 in 2 years' time on Black Friday, where you're gonna get your Horizon Zero Dawn.
You'll get Horizon Zero Dawn 2.
The new God of War.
Yeah, it'll be like
and the remake of Last of Us 2.
Yeah. And it'll have fucking the new Uncharted or something. Yeah. Like, I just don't understand why I would buy it now. I just don't get it. Whereas I can go and play Halo, or the new console. Like, it's an easy win. Like, I just don't know. I don't know. But so the S, the rumor is, well, we have another conference from Xbox this month. At some point, still no date. Still,
I'm looking at the wrong fucking.
Oh, it's because I went to November. The 11th, 2 weeks left.
It's going to be in 2 weeks, so.
Yeah, I reckon it's going to be that last week of the.
What date what was the Sony one on? Thursday, was it?
Yeah, last Thursday.
And what was the last Microsoft one on Xbox?
The week.
Tuesday or Thursday, wasn't it?
Week before. 2 weeks before. Yeah. So I reckon it's going to be last week August. I think it's going to be that Thursday.
We'll probably get announcements any day now. Really,
Yeah,
probably towards the end of this weekend.
So what we're expecting is the S to be announced officially, because it was on the back of a controller. The box of the controller says Xbox Series X/S, so it's clearly coming out for both, and they're coming
because obviously when the Series S first got leaked, or sorry, the Series X first got leaked, obviously someone took a screen or a picture of like a prototype model, and then everyone was all like, but sure, no one knows if that's going to be legit or not, and it turned out it was
that was
identical. It was legit.
Yeah, it was.
You know what I mean?
Full legit.
So obviously these rumors are quite, especially this close to launch. They're
Xbox don't really care though. They just don't care if things like. And the funny thing is just on the touching on the controllers is the whole thing about Xbox having a wee dig. So PlayStation announced that their controller wouldn't be backwards compatible, and none of them now would be forwards compatible. And then Xbox immediately, oh yeah, all our consoles, there was no issue. That was a job.
I mean, like I say, mainly talked about this today. I get if you're going to bring like a new controller out that has something new.
Yeah.
But if you're,
still a Bluetooth controller. 2 analog sticks. Four buttons on one side, 4 buttons on the other. A start, a options menu, or a select, or whatever you want to call it these days. The new one has a microphone. Oh no, so does the other one.
Yeah, so had a wee speaker, microphone, whatever you want to call it, and then the touchpad. It's the same on the new one.
Yeah.
Only they've made it chunkier.
See, and that's the thing is like, so if you buy a PlayStation 5 at launch and you're taking it home, you invite all your mates around to see it, be prepared to pay £60-70 for other controllers so you can play together.
Doesn't matter, there's no games anyway at launch, so there's no multiplayer games. Everyone's going
to Gran Turismo. Oh, was it even? I don't even think it said launch.
I don't even think it was a launch title. So you can go about and you take turns doing the Morales Spider-Man thing.
Swinging around New York. Yeah, so
with your hours gameplay, and then that's it. You've wasted £40.
So we're expecting Lockhart, or Xbox Series S to be announced, and price. Price is going to be, I think, one of the major swings.
Why? And you were saying about some company was making products for them too, accessories.
What?
Like audio and like headphones and things like that. There was someone making products for Microsoft.
Oh yeah. Who was it? Razer?
Was it Razer? I have to get a bit more information on that, but so obviously we're maybe expecting some more third-party accessories, like Sony had like the headphones, the camera and stuff, so maybe we'll have some sort of stuff for that too.
And the thing is, the Xbox could announce anything at this. They could really drive home. There's so many rumors circulating around Steam and VR and all these different things. There's so many things circulating about the Xbox, but I think what is going to win people over is going to be the price. I think Xbox really have an opportunity here to really drive home how much cheaper it's going to be to the PlayStation. Like the PlayStation, people are expecting it to be between £400 to £500. If the Xbox Series S comes out and it's like $250 to $300,
we're expecting the cheaper models of both consoles to be between £70 and £100 cheaper.
Yeah.
Than the
top end models. So if S comes out and is $250 to £300, I think it's game over.
I mean, you'd be stupid to pay £500 for something where you can get the same level of gameplay.
I would pay that for the X. If the S is cheaper and the X is around £400 to £500, I'd pay that because you're getting something that is more powerful because it's 4K, blah blah. Because the S mightn't do 4K, all that sort of thing. Fine, but I think you'd be insane to pay. I don't even think the Xbox is going to be 500. I think it's going to be at the most.
I say a good price point is $429 or $449.
Done $429 last time.
I think maybe $449.
No, I think it's going to be
$299 for the S. Good price point, yeah, probably good. $300
and £400.
Yeah. Or maybe it comes out and it's free.
I wish.
And maybe you press a secret button on your Xbox One
X,
and it just turns into a box, and you're like, no problem.
But yeah, so we will. The thing is so we don't know when the Xbox conference is going to be.
expect it's going to be at the end of this month because I think they said end of August.
Which is perfect for us because obviously our next podcast is due in 2 weeks.
Might be a bit delayed because we want to see when this conference comes out.
Yeah, so dependent on when the conference is, we may record it the night of the conference like we did the last one. Because that was kind of fun. Having around again and stuff.
You're always good slamming at them, like.
Yeah. And really see if they drive home. You know, you never know. We could have the price point by the next podcast.
Not only that, games are going to release too. They didn't say they released all the stuff too. We forgot about that.
They held back.
They held back a couple of games.
Yeah, so there's a few games as well that apparently they're going to be showing. So
they haven't even released everything yet because there's still those 3 or 4 game studios that didn't have anything.
Initiative.
That's the big one.
That's the big one that everyone is really wondering what the hell they've been working on, and I expect that'll be their clue.
Hopefully more Cyberpunk. Can't get enough of that.
I'd love more Cyberpunk. That would be great. See if they show Cyberpunk at that. I think I need to watch it alone.
Yep, yeah, like, can you just leave, please, for a wee second? Give me those tissues as well.
Yeah, give me the tissues on the way out. But yeah, so we will do the podcast after the next conference, whenever that will be. I know we're trying to cement the state of one day, but it just with work and stuff, it's hard. But we will stick to 2 weeks. This has been a wee bit longer than
not by much. I think it's been about
2 weeks and a wee bit.
16 days or something after 17 days.
So we will stick to the 2 weeks, but we've actually talked way longer than I thought we would.
You know, we could talk for hours, like.
I know, really could. So we didn't even have that much to talk about. That's the thing. But a bit of ranting needed to be done today, and I'm getting some pent up anti-Sony aggression.
Oh, exactly. You usually have to hear them for like an hour. Like, I have to hear this every day. Like, it's just
fucking every day I have something new or read something and I go fucking nuts.
Yep.
It's just just trolls on the internet. But anyway, so we'll do the next podcast as soon as we hear the new conference, basically.
Yep.
So that'll be roughly in 2 weeks. It might be quicker. It might be next week.
Could just drop it because at the end of the day, it's all online anyway, so they could just drop it at any point.
Yeah, so if it is next week, it'll be a podcast next week.
Yeah.
That's basically it. So the next podcast will be out when the Xbox conference happens.
We're leaving it up to you, Phil.
Yep, up to Phil. Big Phil. I do think it's going to be 27th, I would say, is a good
date.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's when it's going to be. But anyway, we will record the podcast and put it up then. As Yav has put the challenge out, if you think of all the Sony games that are coming out at launch, I will get a tattoo. If you can obviously prove to me that there's more than Xbox at launch, comment wherever, send me a DM. I don't care.
Yeah. We might actually have to put that in writing because you know the way so many people are getting all this stuff if they don't know what's happening, and like you say, there must have been some secret imaginary friggin' state of play that we didn't see.
Was there an E3 for Sony that we weren't invited to?
Maybe it was just me and you. Maybe Sony's all like, they're not invited.
Yeah.
Don't tell them.
Don't tell them. Those boys slobber about us enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
it's like Westworld, you know, where you like, you know.
I never watched Westworld.
But you know, because they're all like machines and stuff,
and
obviously, you know, when they see something that a human can't, it's all like, I don't know what that is.
Oh right, okay, yeah, that's maybe what it.
Yeah, so like, you know, they're like, have you seen the Sony State of Play? I don't know what that is. You know,
I honestly have no idea. So yeah, that's your challenge, and if you have any questions for us, or you want us to review anything, talk about anything,
Lee's getting as negative as me these days, so you know, Lee reviews have to come out soon.
I'm not bad at reviewing things. It's just I'm just getting. I think it's more frustration and confusion on people saying things that they've nothing to back it up with. Stupidity. I think I'm just getting angered at stupidity. That's what it is.
He's getting angry these days. You don't want to see an angry lady. It's not good. Like,
but yeah, I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed. That's the best way to put it. Yeah. So that's really all from me. Anything else from you now?
Nope.
I think we've said enough.
Yep.
Yeah. So we will be back when the Xbox conference happens. The podcast will drop, and we will more than likely have Goku Phil guy with us again.
Yep.
That little. I wonder if he's dyed his hair green again for the Xbox.
Last time was that he got it. It'll be a different hair color.
Yeah, it'd be blue or something. I'm gonna go on this stream here and check it out. But yeah, like, subscribe, follow, share it far and wide. We might start bringing in like incentives for sharing it and stuff. We talked about this, like bringing some sort of merchandise potentially. So get the ground running. You know, if we see that you're sharing it a lot, then you might be the first one to get merchandise. Who knows?
Founder's pack of goodies.
Yeah, who knows? But yeah, guys, thank you very much for listening and watching. And yeah, that's all. See you next time. See you next time. And don't buy a PlayStation. Bye.
Bye.